two global leaders basking in mutual admiration.
With our cherished ally, Israel.
We had a tremendous success together, and I think it will only go on to be even greater success in the futures.
The letter I sent to the Nobel Prize Committee, it's nominating you for the Peace Prize, which is well-deserved.
Donald Trump is the greatest friend that the state of Israel has ever had in the White House.
After the high comes the hangover.
If it weren't for Donald Trump, Israel would have been eviscerated.
The problem for Israel is not Donald J. Trump. And anybody in Israel who thinks their biggest problem is the President of the United States needs to wake up and smell the reality of the situation that country is in.
That partnership seems to be splitting apart. And the argument that Trump's made that you've got no better friend or that Israel wouldn't exist without Trump, is usual Trump hyperbole, but it's pretty dramatic words for a US president to say.
He senses a kind of weakness and vulnerability in Netanyahu, and he's willing to cut him loose. But that isn't a surprise. I don't think we should be asking ourselves, why is there this falling out between President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu? What I would ask is, what took him so long?
Both men are feeling the repercussions of their war with Iran. Former Israeli diplomat Alon Pincus says Benjamin Netanyahu talked the US president into this fight by playing to his ego.
The regime will collapse, the nuclear program and the ballistic missile program will be destroyed thanks to us. You will do something that no president has done before. Trump likes that. He was told, look what you did in Venezuela. So swift, so smooth, so bloodless, so easy. We could do the same thing in Iran.
The war has been catastrophic. It upended the Gulf's reputation as a safe business and travel hub, disrupted global fuel supplies, sent prices soaring, and spread to Lebanon.
Together with our American friends, the American Air Force, the American military, we carried out the largest airstrike in our history.
The Memorandum of Understanding, supposed to end the conflict, signed at the Palace of Versailles, with Trump signalling oil prices down, stock prices up. It's widely seen in Israel as a disaster.
By forging the MOU, the Memorandum of Understanding, totally sidelining Israel, totally leaving Israel, marginalizing Israel, totally not considering Israeli interests, fair and legitimate interests in negotiating the MOU. And when Netanyahu started escalating in Lebanon in an attempt to undermine that deal, then Trump lost his temper.
Reports President Trump exploded on the call with Netanyahu.
Trump told Netanyahu, quote, "You're effing crazy."
Israel's occupation of southern Lebanon jeopardises the peace deal Trump so desperately wants. The war and the price shocks linger as November's US congressional elections approach.
I think that the kind of referendum on his handling of the economy is coming in the fall, and that's much more important to Americans right now than a distant war with sort of on a vague horizon that they can't quite see clearly themselves. A lot of people don't quite understand the difference between Iran and Iraq even. They just understand that it's a mess, it's a morass, and they don't want to be there.
They want out, and so does their president. As the Middle East simmers, at a White House meeting with NATO's Secretary General, Mr. Trump segued into safer territory, New York politics, and a mayor who might be his political opposite, but he's handsome and he's a winner.
What a good evening it is. Mandami was here, as you know, twice. And he's a very nice guy. He's a charming guy, good-looking guy. We talk.
There is more at stake in November than the president's ego.
But I think Trump sees the negative opinion polling, and it's personal to some degree with him. If the Democrats control the House and the Senate, there's going to be a lot of inquiries into all of the claimed corruption that Trump's involved in, all of the questionable financial deals to himself and his family and his business interests.
Israel goes to the polls in October. It's the first Knesset election since Israel's Blackest Day. the Hamas attack on October 7, 2023, that exposed security and intelligence failures under Mr. Netanyahu's watch. The Prime Minister's problems, October 7, Lebanon and Iran, weigh him down.
You take those three failures, the cumulative effect of those three is making him look very bad, aside from other things about him that many disapprove of. That is why in the last 2 months or 3 months almost, in every single poll, he is losing the election.
Electoral reckoning looms for both leaders, who still have much in common.
They both are obsessed with polls. They both hate the New York Times. They're both on their third wives. You could say that both of them now are facing kind of the disappointment of their people for not delivering on their promise, which they borrowed from Ronald Reagan, which is peace through strength. In fact, they've now delivered war through weakness.